a lot of police encounters usually end in either a fight, injury to someone, or maybe even death. The reason for this is that most officers see people as like not as other people, but as a threat for a lot of situations, even though in reality that's not the case. And the worst part is, let's say an officer commits an unlawful act, he will either A, maybe lose his job but not get banned from the workforce in general, B, get criminal charges, or C, get immunity and get all charges dropped. And the fact that that's possible is scary, because let's say someone wants to be abusive with his power, there's nothing stopping them if they have that immunity, unless they actually commit something like a truly war crime level. An example is a 75-year-old man, Michael Clark, was tased by Officer Hanning without warning because of an exaggerated police report. The police report stated that he was being aggressive and he had a weapon in his hand, but the body cam footage showed clearly that number one, the man was not armed. Number two, he was not pushing police or being aggressive. He was asking what was going on and why were they being so threatening. And included in the body cam footage was, you could see for about 10-second interval, they could see that Hanning's partner, a female, had her firearm drawn to the old man, to Michael, even though he had no threat in the beginning. She drawed it out instantly with no other second meaning. Another example is when an officer opened fire on a teen eating a burger in a car. In the body cam footage, he opened the car door, he saw the teen there, he was asking if they were there, and out of nowhere, he pulls his firearm, starts firing into the car. And the reason why his supposed reason why he said he did this is because he thought it was a stolen vehicle. Whose person in right of mind would start firing into a vehicle just because they thought it was stolen? The fact that yes, both of them did get charged, and both of them are either serving sentences or lost their jobs, so that's good. But what I have to say is, how is there not stricter rules for this and harsher punishments? Because if you could get away with that, that's very, very terrible. And let's say someone's power hungry, the things that people have done, especially to other people, let's say there was some kind of mild shoplifter, right? Mild shoplifter. And then someone decides to go on a power trip, and let's say that person could lose their life. I would be scared. I would be scared shitless. And the fact is that Michael Clark's attorney, Sarah Shelkey, statement, there's an underlying culture among some officers who have the mindset of, I can do whatever I want if somebody does not comply. And the fact is that is somewhat true, and the most part is that the court ruled in favor of letting the police officer have only immunity and let them have all charges dropped is scary. And the fact that some officers even think some officers even take lives just for the person not doing exactly what they said at that certain second, not even giving them a chance to think, not even giving them a chance to some people even say don't shoot, but there's still officers still fire, and it's scary because there's so many videos and so much evidence on YouTube or Instagram or Reddit or all of those social medias, and the fact that people get away with this. And taken from the article, in one situation, officers used beanbag rounds and a knee on the suspect's back to subdue him. And the second, officers shot and killed the suspect after he approached him while raising a hammer. How do you think that they were allowed to get immunity and let all charges dropped when they took a person's life? In my court of rule, that is completely unprofessional, and that is not right. That someone got away with murder just because he was an officer and just because he was in the situation. No, that's not right. No person should be allowed to even have that kind of thing. And you're thinking, oh, maybe it was because he was doing a no. If someone's if you have ample room, and let's say the person still was absolutely trying to hit you, then yes, you may have a reason. But that man was just holding the hammer. It was just holding the hammer. He was not pushing the officer straightforward. And the fact that the doctrine allows these officers to get away with this just because it was innocent, thousands of lives have been taken like for this liability and for like this loophole that officers have found in the law. The action that we should put towards to stop this is encouraging higher ups, like let's say mayors, let's say the president, maybe even the court, to actually put in harsher punishment if suspect is injured or even cause of death without justification for such force. How maybe even start some petitions to enforce or strengthen law enforcement punishment on officers that cause unneeded harm or death on these suspects that did not deserve it or do anything towards anybody to deserve this type of punishment for no reason and no justification.